I'm going to walk you through Geo Export. Transparent Earth has the ability to export data out into geospatial formats that you can import back into your back-end systems, whether they're CAD or GIS. What we're looking at on the screen right now is we're looking at point man points, and there's a lot of different types of points that are captured here. They can be photos, different things, and so we may want to isolate down what we want. So in this particular presentation, I'm going to go ahead and search and filter out the data that I want to export and show you how that works within Transparent Earth. So once I hit search, our traditional search dialog will appear. This is the same dialog that you would do for Mapit and other filters that you would run in Transparent Earth normally. The only difference is that we now have the ability to use this functionality to be able to create an export. So what you see here is you see a lot of different types of systems. So we're going to filter down and just focus on the points that are points of concern. And so it's just like setting up a normal search. You would go ahead and type in the first starting of what you're looking for. In this case, starts with point of, and then you filter. And what we did is we just took 150 points and filtered it down to 35. You can turn on other columns filters or other fields and filter those as well. So if you want to drill it down to where I only want points of concerns that were collected by a particular user, you can do that as well. And so for the sake of this one, we're just going to go ahead and keep it just the point of concern and focus on that. The one thing that's been added here is that we have traditionally this export to Excel and export to PDF, but we've added this new button called Geo Export. And so from here, before we hit it, I want to filter my results on the map. And so this is the normal functionality within Transparent Earth, but it gives us a good ability to be able to review the data before we export it to make sure that we're exporting what we want. So in this case, I'm just validating that it's the points I want to export, and then I'm going to go ahead and reopen back up the search results from the bottom here, and then I'm going to go ahead and export this data. Now if I want to add additional filters, I can at this point. I mean, a good example would be a date range or date collected, but in this case we're going to export to a Geo Database. We can do a shapefile or Geo Database. We can also set the output projection. This is important, especially if you're pulling it into different CAD systems. So if I wanted to put it in NAD83 state plane feet, for example, I can do that. For this output, we're going to go ahead and keep it in WGS84, but you can set that projection to what your requirements are. Then you just name the file. In this case, I'm just going to call it point of concerns, but you can name it whatever meets your criteria as far as naming conventions, those kind of things. So I'm just going to hit the export button. Once I do this, you're going to notice export beginning. What that's telling you is that it's processing in the background. Now this is a rather small data set, but sometimes these can get rather large, and so depending on your filter it may take a while. But so what we've added up here up top is this downloads section. So this is new, and so once you go into downloads, you will see a list of the downloads. Now you notice the first one says new, and you see this little red 1 up there. It means that, hey, you've got a new one that you haven't done anything with yet. And so the neat thing about this is that you can manage your downloads here, but you can also share them as well, right? And so if I want to go ahead and share this with a particular user or multiple users, I can do that. And once I hit OK, what it's going to do is it's going to send a notification to those Transparent Earth users, and they're going to also get that same little notification. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and download it, and it's going to download to the bottom there, and then you can open it up just like you would any other download file. So this is the data once it's imported into GIS. In this example, we're using Quantum, but I just wanted to show you that whether you're pulling this into your CAD or your GIS systems, all the attributions and all the data stays intact, and that includes the precision and pedigree as well.